So the last film I saw in theaters was Him, and that was very disappointing. But I'm excited about this one. Let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Predator Badlands, a film I was really looking forward to. This one is coming in at PG-13, 1 hour and 47 minutes. It is being described as alien invasion, action, adventure, science fiction, and thriller. Now, this is being directed by Mr. Dan Trachtenberg, and this is what the gentleman looks like right here. If we just scroll down and look at his great filmography, he has a few titles that I'm sure you've heard of lately. Predator, Killer of Killers. That was an animated Predator film that was on Hulu/Disney Plus. We also have Prey, that came out in 2022 a few years ago, and that was straight to streaming as well. I really did enjoy both of these, Prey, Predator, Killers of Killers, and also if we scroll down, 10 Clover Lane, I think I enjoyed that film too. There was one of those Cloverfield movies that I did not like. I think this is one that I did. I know I did enjoy the first Cloverfield movie that I think came out in like 2008, but if you are a fan of Mr. Dan Trachtenberg or any of his past work, please let me know down in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to my expectations for this film, they were super duper high. I love the Predator franchise, even though I have not seen all of the films, but I do love the lore. I do love the character. I love what they represent. Just a race of alien species that are just out there to hunt, that are just out there to kill, and just has a code like they can't help it. Like they're just born like that, kind of like Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball or something. So this is right up my alley. I love aliens. I love space. I love adventures. I love action. I love thrillers. And then when you combine this director, Dan Trachtenberg, who has a good track record, I mean, hey, how can you fail here? Let's do this. I'm ready to go to the movie. So before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this Predator Badlands film is all about. A young predator outcast from his clan finds an unlikely ally on his journey in search for the ultimate adversary. Now, again, this movie comes in at 1 hour and 47 minutes, and I think that's perfect timing. They really do know how to use up the runtime without it being that much fluff or extra crap that you don't want to see. They get right to the nitty gritty. They get right to the action early on. Now, I do have a nitpick about that early on action, but I'll just talk about that later. Now, as far as the characters are concerned, there aren't that many. There's only about 4 or 5 with speaking roles, and that's no problem there. But the speaking roles, I'm glad that they found a way for these aliens not to speak English. Now, me as an audience member, do I want to watch subtitles throughout a whole movie? I don't mind, but that can get on some people's nerves. I know my mom is not just really a subtitle person. She can do it, but she would prefer not to. They did find a creative way to keep the aliens speaking their native language, but also include some English dialogue, with it making sense for these two species or beings to communicate or understand each other when they're on opposite sides of the galaxy, or that's where they originated from. It's nothing new that we've never seen before as moviegoers, but it works here and it works well, and so I have to applaud the film there. I also love the scale of the predators as well. Just like we are human beings, we come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are tall, some short, big, slim, and we all come in different types of colors and hair textures as well. That's pretty much the case with the predator race as well. Some are tall, some are short, some are wide, some are thin. And as far as their clothes or wardrobe is concerned, it's all over the place. It's unpredictable. I don't know where the skin begins and the clothing ends. And that's no issue there. I just like that it's different. And as I'm watching this movie, I'm trying to figure all these things out, watching something new. It doesn't seem like it's dull, and I've seen it 100 times before. But we do have a great protagonist by the name of Dick. And he is being voiced by this gentleman, Dimitrius Schuster-Koloamatangi. I hope I did pronounce that correctly. If I didn't, I do apologize. No, we don't hear him speaking English throughout this whole movie. He's speaking his alien language, but there's a lot of personality to Dick, and it was brought through by this gentleman right here, and you do like him. And just a moment ago, when I was talking about the scaling of this predator race, when you watch the trailers, Dick seems huge. He seems like he's 6'8", that he would tower over anybody that comes in his presence. And that's not the case. He is the runt of the group. He is the smallest in his clan and considered the weakest. So that was just very, very surprising. I'm just thinking he just gonna pop up and just wreck shop. Because in the trailers, he's like, with his sword and all of his devices and weapons and gadgets. And I'm just thinking, okay, he's just the baddest of the bad. So that's just not the case when this film starts off. And they give you a good reason like, wow, okay, this man is struggling. He's at the bottom. He really does need to prove himself so he can be accepted by his clan. And as far as the plot, the story of this film is very simple and straightforward. He is trying to prove himself that he's not a weakling, and we're speaking about Dex, and he's about that action and can throw down if it comes necessary. That's just the whole movie right there. Hey, let me go capture a big beast and like show you that I can do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Straightforward. I loved it. The character Dex has a wide variety of weaponry. I loved it all. I don't even know which weapon was my favorite, but that sword, I do want one. It made me want to buy one and cosplay sometime as this Predator Dex because he worked the hell out of it. And yes, it is maybe future technology. I don't know exactly where this movie takes place in the timeline, but it's different from anything we've ever seen on Earth. But I like the fact is all of his devices, weapons, and gadgets were not just 100% reliable or indestructible. Just like some of our tools here on Earth malfunction and don't operate to its full capabilities, you can be screwed in the field. And that's the case here because it's not just a cakewalk for him. He is very challenged, this character Dex. And I love the way it starts off when he is on this foreign planet trying to meet this ultimate adversary. At the very beginning, you think, okay, he's just going to be able to sift through this area right here. But no, it challenges him like, no, this is the dark green forest right here. You're just not going to walk through and disrespect us. You're going to have to fight your way through. And seeing all these plants and trees and branches and leaves come to life, like I said, it does provide a great challenge. And that's where the movie started off for me. The beginning was a bit slow. I didn't really care for the culture of the Predator race. And as we're getting to know them, it was when he was by himself in the forest, his first actual mission, where things took off for me. And when they took off, they did not slow down. And I was at the edge of my seat just a few times. And let me go back to what I just said. The beginning was a bit difficult for me. I do like the opening title card where everything is revealed. But the beginning, as we're getting to know the characters, I just didn't care. I'm like, okay, who are these people? I can't understand what they're saying. Yes, they're fighting and it looks cool, but I have no context. I have no story, no background, just that these are two brothers fighting each other. And what also kind of clocked me out early on is you can't see what's going on screen. They're fighting in a dark cave. There's no light. There's no colors. Everything is just boring and bland with a bunch of dirt and dust. Only thing you can really see is their weapons, and they're jumping around from fixture to fixture. You can tell that it's CGI and it just really doesn't hold any weight. And I was worried like, okay, hey, am I gonna be able to do this for an hour and 46 minutes? Because this looks kind of cool, but again, there's just no substance to it. If you can last for the first 10 or 15 minutes, if you can survive that, I think you're in for a banger, because after that, like I said, things just don't stop. But once we get outside that cave and he's out in the wilderness in that forest, that's where the screen, the whole theater lights up with all the bright lights, the vivid colors, all the details, and all of these plants and animals and creatures and species come to life all into one. I'm loving it. I'm on this adventure with him, and I'm just like, okay, hey, let's do this. Let's go kill this adversary. I mean, it's just so many random things. Like in some parts of this planet, the grass is white and it's made of blades. Some creatures can cross it, some can't. I can really say that out of all of the science fiction films that I've seen, I respect the character designs of these aliens in this film. I was watching and just saying to myself, oh, I've never seen an alien design like that before. This is new, this is fresh. There is a ton of action that will not let you down. There's a full display of all powers and abilities from everyone across the board. Whether it's a predator, they're big, they're small, an alien, a tree, the wilderness, the grass, and the synthetic that's being played by Elle Fanning. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Elle Fanning. I'm not a hater, but she just doesn't do it for me. There are just some people like, oh my gosh, this character, this actress, this actor, a lot of people are excited about Miss Elle Fanning. And like I said, I mean, she's cool. You know, she ain't did nothing to me. but she's no one that gets me super duper excited. She was in Maleficent, Super 8. If you are a big fan of hers, please let me know down in the comment section below. I do like the relationship that she had with the Predator Dex, and there was just a slight mystery to that does reveal itself later, but her character itself was very, very annoying to me. I did not like her at all. I was just like, my goodness gracious, please shut up and stop talking. Now, there was some comedy with her character and another that kind of pops up without any dialogue, and you care for her, but at the same time, she's still annoying. And people can be annoying and you still care about them. We all can relate to that because we have family. There's some people in my family I love to death, but they annoy me, and I'm pretty sure they feel the same way about me. That's their relationship on screen, and that's very, very relatable. Okay, everybody can resonate with that. But I love the lore. I love the pacing of this film up until one point going from the second and third act where it does slow down a bit. But again, I do like the relationship that Elle Fanning had with Dick in this film. That was pretty great. And the effects, the cinematography, the colors is wonderful. I like the fight scenes. I like the choreography. I like the weapons. I like that some of this was unknown and there was a surprise or two. It's still not a perfect movie, and I would prefer the original Predator movie and maybe also Prey that came out in 2022 before this one, but this is still a fun ride, and I wish I can give you guys a better review, but I have to be honest with you, I was very, very tired when I went to see this, and there were just like a few moments where I dozed off for about 10 to 5 or 10 seconds, so I may have missed a little bit of context here and there to enhance my experience and review. But overall, I do remember having a great time. And this is something that I do want to revisit and see again. And Dan Trachtenberg, y'all keep bringing this man back. Keep bringing him back, keep bringing him back, keep bringing him back. If I had to rate this out of a 1 out of 10, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Yes, an 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7.5, but no, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Probably going to be people that give it a much higher rating than that, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. But overall, if you just want to go to the theater to see some kick-ass action, this movie is for you, and I don't think that you will be disappointed. Don't go in with expectations thinking it's the best thing in the world, but just go in thinking, okay, hey, I want to see a good movie, a great movie, and just have fun. I mean, it's impossible not to enjoy yourself in that sense. So guys, I just want to thank you again so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe and look at all of my Tyler Perry videos. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget, I'm B. Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace. I'll see you next time.